Okay, so our goal today is to be college and career ready by plotting points on a coordinate plane in order to solve real-world problems. Coordinate planes are when two perpendicular lines intersect. So if you look at the image right here, the two lines are meeting, they're intersecting. Now there are two lines, so the first one that goes horizontal or across is the x-axis. The second line that goes vertical is the y-axis. So that goes up and down. So if we look down here, the line that goes across is the x-axis because it's going to the side. And then the line that goes up and down, that is the y-axis because it's going up and down. Now, when these two lines meet, this is called the origin. And so the origin has an ordered pair of 0, 0 because there's meeting at the 0. But we'll talk more about that later. So again, when the 2 points meet, this is called the origin. Okay, so earlier we talked a little bit about ordered pairs, and we know that a pair means 2. And so it's a set of 2 numbers that is used to name a point. So in the pair, we write it by writing a parentheses, the number, and then a second number. We write the parentheses, the number, comma, the number, second number, and then close the parentheses. I put x and y there because the first number is the x coordinate. So that is the first number, and it tells us where our point goes on the x-axis or the horizontal. The second number in the pair is the y-coordinate, and that tells us where the point goes on the y-axis or the vertical on our coordinate plane. So if we look at the example down here, we have parentheses 3, 5, and then it closes off the parentheses. Well, the first number here, the 3, that is the x, right? The x coordinate because it is the first number, which means the second number, 5, is the y coordinate. And so this number will tell us where it's plotted going up and down. And then the first one, the x, tells us which way it's being plotted side to side. Okay, so now we're going to use all those words and actually apply them. So here it wants us to name the ordered pair of the location of Yashara's house. Now if we remember, the ordered pair is the x and the y in the parentheses, or the x coordinate and the y coordinate. The x, remember, goes horizontally and the y goes vertically. So if we look at our coordinate plane, the x-axis is here on the side, and at the top we have the y-axis. We have the x-axis and then the y-axis. And I'm just going to change this to red so that we can remember it's the y. Okay, so now that we have our coordinate plane all set up, we can look for Yashara's house. Well, Yashara's house is right here. It's this dot right here. We need to find the x and the y. We're going to start with the x since that's the first number in our pair. So I'm going to start at Yashara's house, and I'm going to go down until I hit my x-axis. So I'm just going to drag it all the way down. And then I can look right here. Well, it hits it at 3, so that means my x-coordinate is 3. And then, because it's a pair, I need to find my y-coordinate as well. So I'm going to do the same thing, except this time I'm going to go in the direction of the y-axis. So I'm going to start at Yashar's house, and then I'm going to drag until I hit the y-axis. Well, it hits it at 5, so that means my second coordinate, my y-coordinate, is 5. So this tells me that the ordered pair for the location of Yashara's house, whoops, is 3, 5. Okay, so now if we look at the next one, it tells us that our ordered pair is 2, 3, and it wants us to find the point, so the letter. So if you look, we have A, B, C, and D. We've got to figure out which point is at 2, 3. So again, as always, we know that the 2 is the x and the 3 is the y. Since the x coordinate comes first, the y comes second. And the x tells us what's going horizontally, and the y tells us what's going vertically. So let's start with the x, since that is the first one. And what we'll do is we'll start at the origin, because origin means beginning. So that's the 0. You remember where the lines intersect, and we're going to move 2 horizontally, or 2 to the side. So 1, 2. I'm at the 2 right here. Then I'm going to look at my second coordinate, my y-coordinate, which is 3 in this case, and it tells me to go up 3, or go up along the vertical. So 1, 2, 3. Well, when I stop right there, I end at D. So that means the point for 2, 3 is D. Okay, and then the last thing we have is here, it wants us to name the point for the ordered pair for point A. So this is what we did with Yashara's house. So we're going to first find the point A. Here's point A. I'm going to highlight it so I know. Then it wants me to find the ordered pair, so the x and the y. And we know x goes side to side, y goes up and down. Starting with the x, because that's what comes first, I'm going to begin at my origin, so my 0. And I'm going to go along my x-axis, or the vertical, until I reach A. I'm going to go, and here's A, so I'm going to stop at 2. Because I stopped at 2, I know that's my x-axis, so my x is 2. Then I'm going to keep going for my y, my second pair, or my second coordinate. I'm going to start where I stopped at that 2, and I'm going to go up along the vertical until I reach A, point A. So I'm going to do that. Well, I went up 1. So that means my y-coordinate is 1. So 2, 1 is the ordered pair for point A.